HYPASTARTs. So what are they? They're incredible, lightweight, 12 kilogram and 14 kilogram respectively for the mining one, spec one. They're a HYPASTART Jump Starter that requires no preparation. These can be dead empty, leave it in your truck, leave it in the shed. It'll always have a residual amount of power in here. As soon as you hook it up to the dead battery, whether it's 7 or 6 volts, it'll suck that voltage into the energizing setting of this and fully charge that in about 10 minutes. Well, we've got in company today Frank from Durst. He's the designer of the HYPASTART, and great privilege to have you here with us talking about this particular product and how it worked. So tell me, I've never seen anything like it before. How did you get involved and how did you design this, and what was the story behind the origins?
Well, it's a very simple story actually. It's customer demand at the end of the day. Well, as you know, Durst make a very wide range of heavy industrial products, and they're out there everywhere, and they've been for many, many years, and our customers are coming back and saying, you know what, we need lighter, we need more power. We all know that it's not always easy to do, and we've got many of our customers requesting that sort of heavy duty equipment, the true Durst style of heavy duty and Durst tough. But the problem is that lithium batteries and lead acid batteries have their problems, and weight is one of them, and that's why people say, well, let's go lithium. But lithium is really not the answer either, because lithium has its own set of problems, and they are certainly a hell of a lot lighter, but they're not that great when it comes to
longevity or and just
that's right. And there's a safety issue. There's a very big safety issue where lithium batteries can very easily catch fire if not treated correctly. Wow. And in a jump pack, that's certainly not what we want to do. Yep. So we've completely moved over, and I've started working with supercapacitors as an alternative source of power, and it's been in development for quite some time actually, and we've really got it to a point where it just works brilliantly. All the HYPASTARTs are made in Sydney in Australia, so local product, local warranty. If there's ever a problem down the track, we have all the spare parts you need. And one of the components, one of the special things when it comes to the repair factor, Andy, is that I've made them modular. So that way, if there's a fault, if for example the internal charging circuitry were to fail at some point, it can actually be changed on site by simply removing a few screws in a plug and plugging a new one.
Plug and play.
It's plug and play. We've made it plug and play. That way, if it's out in a remote location, and we don't need to send it back here.
Less componentry, less complications.
Correct.
Simple.
It's all plug and play.
Right. Now, one of the most important aspects of this, and that is, I suppose, safety. And how is this different to? I mean, can I stuff this up? Can I touch the wrong thing and blow it up or something?
Well, we have various levels of safety. So every single unit has reverse polarity protection via buzzer, so that as soon as you put the wrong leads in the wrong place, it's going to make a really nasty sound, letting you know what's going on. It has anti-spike. It has anti-spark protection. Anti-spark is very important. We don't ever want to see any arcing, especially in a subterranean environment. So basically, there is no sparking. There's an anti-spark system involved. Connect your leads, make sure everything's in the off position, and once your leads are connected, they will never spark. So as always, we do have a fuse inside, but this time around, in this model, we have our auto reset fuses inside here.
Wow.
So no more changing fuses, no more opening the cases up and getting in there and all that sort of time-wasting stuff. We get an auto reset fuse. If something goes wrong, the fuse will pop. 10 seconds later, it's all back and ready to go.
Wonderful.
That's right. So that's an easy one.
Some would say, look, I know batteries can catch fire. What happens to these things? Are they fireproof, or are they?
Well, they don't catch fire.
Yep.
Typically, if you were to overcharge a lithium battery, it would start to swell, and then it would go into thermal runaway, and then you'd have a really heavy-duty fire.
Yeah, I've seen the fires on that.
And that's right, and it's fire and explosion, and all sorts of nasty things can happen. The capacitors inside have a safety release valve inside, and if something were to go wrong and they were to become overcharged past its capacity, the release valve will open, a puff of carbon dust will come from it, and it'll probably spill a little bit of electrolyte, and that is the end of the story.
That's it. This will work in what, -5 or 10 or?
No, actually -70.
Oh
right?
My gosh.
So typically, as we know, cold temperatures on batteries have an adverse effect, and there's just no way around that.
No.
But we don't have batteries.
That's right.
We do not have batteries. So on those,
it's not limited to. It's also not affected by the very cold
it's
climate.
not at all affected. So in those very cold, stringent, even on regional areas, around Australia,
Yeah,
it gets very cold in winter.
It does.
And that's where the bulk of problems occur. So with this sort of unit, no, there's no issue at all. So even a good battery at very low temperatures will have a problem starting heavy duty machinery.
What about high temperatures? Say you're in the Hawaii or the South Pacific.
Plus 70, Andy. So on both sides of the scale, it goes from very low to very high. There's a very, very broad spectrum range. No damage can be occurred. You'll never be in an environment that this unit cannot operate at 100% efficiency.
That's incredible. Yeah, I've seen it firsthand. So Frank, this is obviously going to be adapted for whether you use it once a month or every day. There's no sort of like barriers to this. It can be used for any application.
Correct. It can be used for any application. It is maintenance free because it's got no batteries. There's nothing ever to replace inside. Being a supercapacitor, we're looking at a 10 or a 15-year lifespan in general. Typically, battery is a lot less than that.
Yeah.
But 10 to 15 years of lifespan, no maintenance. It'll start anything you need.
I saw there's two different designs. Obviously, the mining spec one. Just take us through the difference of the mining spec one.
So the 2500 standard and the mining spec version is here. So you can visually see that the major difference here is the switch compared to the unit. So this is an extra heavy duty switch on here, and we have extra heavy duty cables.
Yeah, I've noticed the cables are just such high quality, so soft but so
absolutely
thick.
They're pure copper, dual insulated as well. So each of these cables have two sheathings on the outside.
Wow.
So that way they will last a very long time. Heavy duty clamps all the way around. It's done the way we should.
And customers can order like Anderson to Anderson.
Absolutely, they can order Anderson to Anderson, Anderson to Cat, any colour Anderson that you like, any length that you want. Up to 5 meters without problem. So what we also like to call this is it's always ready. Basically, we call it an always ready system. Even though there is a very brief charging required if it's not within the operating voltage. So basically, by checking the voltage, we can see this particular one is not because it's actually at 40%. This one here, I think could be. Yeah.
100% green light.
So that one's So when the green light comes on, you're ready to start. Basically, it's as simple as that.
What if I actually like this one's 100% now, and I left it in my shed? Say I'm a farmer, I left there for 3 weeks. Would it actually go down from 100%?
It will go down from 100%.
Yeah.
Typically, you would see in 3 weeks, you would probably see it down to 20 or 70%.
Beautiful. And then, of course, as soon as you touch it on a dead battery, even 7 volts, on a car, boom, it does.
But even at 70%, it's good to start.
There you go.
Right?
Up to 50 plus, it will have the.
That's right. So this light will actually come on at 50%. So when the light comes on at 50%,
you're good to go.
You're good to go. If you're starting a very big piece of machinery, a very stubborn piece of machinery, then you might want to top it up using the ENERGIZE function to get it right up to that maximum level. But the trick here is, Andy, when you start the vehicle, the alternator
cuts in,
pushes all that current back straight into the unit. So all the energy that you've used has now gone back into this within 5 or 6 seconds. So now you can actually turn this unit off and walk over to another vehicle and start again. You can literally start car or vehicle after vehicle all day long without it ever seeing a charge.
Gee, it's a never-ending gift, keeps going round and
It
round.
does keep on going around.
So look, if you're a car yard person with lots of cars to start, down to an individual locksmith who goes around and finds dead batteries in cars, you might use it once a week, to a mining corporation that needs to start big 27 litres backloaders, this will apply to all of you. It's a brilliant investment, and I'm so happy to be involved with presenting it because I'm just so excited for the product. I think it's an amazing breakthrough. There's a brochure, check out below in the description field for how to get this. These are X-Stock Sydney available right now?
Correct, they are.
There you go. Get in touch with the contact below. But there's a list here. You've got a little brochure you can get off our website. And Frank, I can't thank you enough for coming on board.
Thank you.
Frank is the designer of the HYPASTART from Durst here in Sydney. Been around since 1918. Durst, a name you can depend on. And wow, you can depend on this. Pretty incredible. The amount of lights on there.
Here we are, guys. Toyota Land Cruiser, Canadian mine, battery dead flat, start number 3. Start number 8.
HYPASTART X2500. Our new battery jump pack. It's actually not a battery, it's a capacitor, but this thing cranks. Here we go. Strong, absolute dead start, first hit. What a beast.
This morning we're going to be testing the HYPASTART on our new T1660 Trencor with a C27 cat. We tried it yesterday with a hot start, but today we're going to do it with a cold start. First I'll turn the box off, turn the battery isolator off, turn the jump pack on the 24 volt start. We'll see how we go. Turn the pack back off and we'll see what the charge rate's at. It's only down to 76%. It's pretty good.